you have understood the whole concept of AO, and you are leading, you are championing the project, isn't it? So it is very clear in your mind about where you want to go. The question was about the other agencies. What are we doing about it? Shinami asked. What we are saying is that within the different countries, we have had to live with these agencies. In most of the countries, customs is the lead agency at the border. I don't know whether there are countries in the EAC where you have another agency that is taking charge. In all these one-stop border projects, customs is the lead agency. So it is up to us to reach out to the others to make them understand that this situation is not acceptable as we move forward. So what we are doing now is, I will tell you that, for instance, in all these in all these changes at the border, in Katuna, in Rwanda, in Malaba, in Russia, customs is the lead agency. We are trying actually to get the other agencies connect to the system. Whatever challenges we find before and during the pilot, they have to be brought into the forum through the EAC structure to be discussed so that they can be addressed. We need to document the unexpected challenges we are likely to have. They will be discussed in the steering committee. I am very glad that I have interacted with you more than any other member of the steering committee during this process. So I'll be able to bring them. And then we see how they can be taken up at the EAC level to be addressed. The other thing is the systems. Someone mentioned constant breakdowns. If the line is 15 kilometers, how is the AO going to benefit? These are the things we discussed earlier when we had a serious breakdown. I remember telling the staff in Malaba, I said, how I wish out of these 500 trucks, we had 600 belonging to an AO. Then we would create a special lane for them and they move out so that we reduce the congestion. So there's something being done about the systems, the upgrades that are taking place, and it will enhance the systems to be able to perform better. Again, this one cannot stop us from piloting. Challenges will always be there. Let the person be stuck, then it will be documented as a challenge, and by the time we roll out, we will have a measure for such an eventuality. The third one is the infrastructure at the borders. Can it enable? And this is what we have been saying: one-stop borders, better coordination. All these are meant to enhance the facilities at the border. We mentioned about sharing and many other borders. The new pilot site she's proposing, it's something that we can discuss at the steering committee, and once it is okay, it can be then assessed by the regional team yourselves, and once it's ready, why not? So I hope I made some sense, but what I would like to say is that, to emphasize is that piloting, you may not, if you look for perfection at the pilot stage, then you may never do what? Move forward. And it will always be a reason, an excuse for not moving forward. You start, you have done a lot of work, wonderful work, preparation. Then as you go into the testing, a few challenges will be documented and they can be addressed before the rollout. But if we still, if we are held back by the challenges anticipated, then we will not move and we will go into paralysis. If it's not within the system, how are you going, as working group member, how are you going to monitor this movement of cargo to make sure that benefits are administered? All those, then as you go through, you will have learning points, and the learning points will only serve to strengthen the project better.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Yes, it's true that our borders have challenges. And you rightly put it that customs is a lead agency at most of our borders in the EAC. And I think basically worldwide, because customs is the first line of defense for any nation. Now, it is absolutely true that our borders are characterized by so many agencies, and it's also true that they all have their different agendas, though they are all geared towards the same thing. Now, I have a little proposal that customs in the EAC could champion, possibly to the level of the Council of Ministers and the policy-making bodies in the EAC. I would think that supposing we put customs as a lead agency to administratively take care of all the other agencies. I'm saying this because I worked at the border as an in-charge of a very busy border, that is Malaba. And I saw that the biggest problem is that all these agencies are working for the same goal, but using different styles. And as a result, a lot of delays come into play. And secondly, sometimes when you have too many leaders in one place, every person wants to show that they are actually superior, and that is not what we want for trade facilitation. This is what I would think, and it's my proposal, that supposing customs as a lead agency have all these other agencies, the police, the national drug authorities, the Bureau of Standards, they have staff that are seconded to customs, so that these staff administratively report to the customs head at the station. But technically, they could still, they are still linked to their parent bodies, okay? But administratively, they report to the customs head, so that I have a program that I draw for them if I am the head, okay? Because I will tell you that on a Sunday evening at about 8 p.m., you will not find a guy of National Drug Authority in office, much as customs is working. Now, supposing someone comes with an AEO, comes with his container and just to move. Definitely some of these things we may need certain certificates to be written or some actions to be done, and they are not there, okay? Now, oftentimes when we ask them to stay in office or to do ABCD, they would say, for Uganda's case, I am a civil servant, I am paid from 8 to 5 o'clock, and I'm paid from Monday to Friday. So don't tell me about the extension of working hours. And yet, I remember very well, before we started the 24/7 operation, we received a communication from the Minister of East African Affairs, okay, telling us that from today we are beginning to work 24/7. This would be my suggestion, that possibly could be taken, customs could champion it up to a policy making level, so that administratively customs, controls all the kind of program that is supposed to be made at the borders. Possibly this could give us a better headway. Thank you.
I mentioned that between Sweden and Norway, they have a single window. On each side of the border, you have staff from both administrations performing roles for each other. And there is